Hi, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna attempt to use air dry clay for the first time for a project like this. I'm kneading it up, and as you can see it's very dry. In hindsight, I should have added some water to the clay, so it would have been smoother and less dry. But now I know for the next time. I'm rolling it out. And cutting out a circular shape. I added some water to the rest of the dough, so it wouldn't be quite as dry, even though maybe I should have added even more water to it, because it was still kind of dry. And I'm rolling it out like a long worm. Checking the length to see, since I wanted to go all the way around like a pie crust. And twisting it up. As you can see, I don't have any professional clay or sculpting materials or accessories, so I'm scoring using a regular butter knife and a paintbrush which has very hard bristles. Then I'm rolling the crust around the edges of the pie and dipping my finger in some water and smoothing out the edges along the outside of the pie. Snug as a bug. Here again I have no clue about what I'm actually doing. I'm just experimenting, mixing some of the air dry clay with some water to make it like a goo. I don't know. And then I go around the edges and brush it around, hoping it will help the edges stick a bit better so it won't crack and fall off. And then I'm putting in more pie crust, which will also work as the borders for the game. And scoring again. I don't really know what I'm doing and how I'm supposed to do this. I'm just experimenting, learning as I go, hoping for the best, you could say. Then I'm defining the edges a bit more with a popsicle stick, maybe it's called, I think, perhaps. Glasspinne. Then I decided that, oh wait, the corners are a bit too small for the play pieces that I've decided to have in this game. So I squished down all the borders and redefined them with slightly bigger spaces in the corners, so that the game pieces will fit. And smoothing it out with my finger. And I made some play pieces, 5 hearts and 5 candy. Five of each kind. I start out by painting the round pieces yellow, but I later changed my mind and want them to look like chocolate, but I first painted them yellow. Then I paint the hearts red, and I'm thinking of them as either raspberries or like these heart-shaped jelly bean candies that we have here in Sweden. They're called geléhallon. And I want the pie to look a bit more realistic, so I'm adding a dark brown into the creases of the pie and trying to think in my mind what a pie looks like. And then I thought, well, maybe it's got a bit almost burnt on the top, but then I thought it looked weird, so never mind that. And I went along making shadows around the crust alongside the filling. And I'm using acrylic paint. And then I'm going over the dark parts with a lighter color, since I didn't like how it turned out. I'll go over the entire crust with this mid-brown tone. The dark parts that I went over in the creases, I paint over them so they won't be as accentuated, so it's more like a natural shadow. Making some highlights on the pie crust all around. I'm also using some white for the highlights to give it a slightly more realistic look. And I'm thinking that the filling is maybe like a vanilla or lemon filling, and I'm making some highlights on that as well. And then going over with yellow again to clean up those borders for the shadows that I did before. They looked a bit messy. And a bit more highlights. Here you can see me going over the yellow play pieces with a warm brown tone, because I wanted them to look more like chocolates. And here is the final result. A tic-tac-toe game that I'm gifting to a dear person to me for her birthday. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.